so much better. What did you do?
Well, I got so tired of the pain and nearly fell. And one of my friends recommended physical therapy at Winter Physical Therapy. And you know what? My back also stopped hurting.
Huh. So how did you get started?
My doctor wrote me a referral, but that's not always needed. Turns out you always have a choice where you want to go.
So why did you choose Winter Physical Therapy?
I love to support our locally owned small businesses, and quite frankly, they give great personalized care.
Winter Physical Therapy. Exceptional care.
Most people don't think about their furnace until it's not working. But we do. At Pipe Service Experts, we are trained to see what others miss. Airflow restrictions, pressure imbalances, heat exchanger flaws. That's how we catch little issues before they become cold nights and costly repairs. Because keeping your home warm takes more than just a toolbox. Our certified technicians will get your system running at peak condition. Call Pint Service Experts for our special $99 precision tune-up today. Call 866-EXPERTS. See website for license details.
What if the market shifts? What if the margins on your farm keep getting tighter? Simplot Grower Solutions is here to help. Simplot Crop Advisors know South Dakota corn, soybean, wheat, and other crops like you do because they live and work here. So, even if the market shifts or the margins keep getting tighter, you'll have the insight and support to keep moving forward. Simplot Grower Solutions.
The Corner Station Convenience Store and the Crossing Pub are both conveniently located on Pleasant Drive in Pierre, South Dakota. At the Corner Station, grab your favorite hot and cold beverages and snacks while filling your vehicle up with Cenex brand gasoline. The Corner Station also features a super tunnel car wash to keep your vehicle sparkling clean. At the Crossing, grab a cold beverage and check out their selection of appetizers while watching the Stanley County Buffaloes and Pierre Governors live on their big screen televisions. Best of luck to all area students from the Corner Station and the Crossing.
For over 70 years, Pitt's Design Build has earned our reputation locally for serving communities across South Dakota. We provide design and building services for schools, hospitals, churches, commercial offices, multifamily housing, and so much more. Pitt's Design Build is conveniently located in Pierre, Mitchell, and Sioux Falls to serve you and your organization. We bring value to our clients by facilitating the design and/or construction process. Give us a call today and check us out at pittsdesignbuild.com for a free building consultation.
DRG Media Group Sports is the official voice of the Pierre Governors.
Our hash mark over the middle and wide open at the 30-yard line. Carter shuffle by and touchdown. Here's Olsen, plenty of time, 3 seconds, gets to shoot, and it's good for 3.
From football, volleyball, and soccer to basketball, wrestling, and softball, follow the Pierre Governors on the official voice of the Govs, River 92.7, and also on the River 92.7 page of the DRG News smartphone app and drgnews.com.
Welcome to Bowie Foods at Al's Oasis Plaza. My great-grandfather, Gus Bowie, opened the first store in 1905. I'm R.F. Bowie, the president of Bowie Foods. We aren't your typical store. You'll find everything you need for your family. You'll save money, and I promise you're going to enjoy your grocery shopping experience. We carry a lot of locally produced products and some things you just aren't going to find anywhere else. South Dakota-owned, family-owned, Bowie Foods.
Briggs Trucking and Construction in Fort Pierre provides quality freight transportation services, cargo hauling, excavation, and demolition services. They also specialize in dirt and gravel work for everything from commercial work to new construction. Briggs Trucking and Construction will haul everything from light poles to farm and agricultural supplies. The bigger the job or the bigger the load, the better, as that is where their expertise really shines. Contact Briggs Trucking and Construction at 605-280-2848 or email them at cbriggs25@pi.midco.net to visit about your next project.
Graham Tire of Pierre is your premier hometown shop, specializing in tires to fit vehicles, from ATVs to large farm equipment and everything in between. At your tire store next door, you can find a plethora of brand name tires that range from 4 to 10 ply and much more. Our highly skilled technicians can handle brakes, heating, and air conditioning. Call us today at 224-8643 or visit us at grahamtire.com. Graham Tire is a proud sponsor of Pierre and surrounding communities' local activities.
Buying or selling to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
Hey, happy Saturday afternoon. Hello, everybody. Welcoming you into the Bank West pregame show. Our coverage of high school hoops on this Saturday afternoon brings us to Riggs High Gym for the Pierre Governor girls, welcoming in the Sioux Falls Washington Warriors. It's a surprise snowy afternoon here today. We woke up, looked out, and said, wow, there's white all over the place, but good thing Sioux Falls was able to get here safely as the Pierre Governor girls look to snap a little bit of a skid here as they have lost their last 3 games. They lose to Harrisburg on Thursday afternoon, 55-28. Before that, it was a 57-44 loss to Bismarck. Quite the turnaround for that Bismarck team from a year ago. And it was Spearfish on the road, a 47-42, very close loss, a hard-fought game. And it's not going to get much easier here today as Sioux Falls, Washington carries in a 5-0 undefeated record, and the Pierre Governors will be playing a little bit short-handed. We'll get into all of that here in our Bank West pregame show. Currently, the JV game is in the fourth quarter. 3 minutes remaining, 6-point lead for Sioux Falls, Washington, as the Governor girls look to steal a win here. It's been a back-and-forth affair, hoping for the same here in our varsity matchup this afternoon. Before we go any further, I want to give a big shout-out and a big thanks to all of our great sponsors who make broadcasting Pierre Governor High School girls basketball on this Saturday afternoon possible. Of course, our friends at Bank West sponsoring our pregame show, our friends at Beck Motors, Dakota Storm Roofing, Superior Concrete, Live Ticket, Overhead Door, New Edge Advisors, Avera Orthopedics, Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota, Kruger Contracting, Century Business Products, the Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, Dakota Mart, TMA, First Dakota National Bank, May Adam Law Office, Edward Jones, Avera St. Mary's Hospital, Wegner Auto, Hag Ag, Xander Auto Parts, American Bank and Trust, Kathy Sun and Shine Properties, Owyhee Federal Credit Union, Ramcota Hotel and Conference Center, Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, Bama Lumber, Ferding Electric, Black Hills Federal Credit Union, and Tokyo Hibachi and Sushi. It is a perfect Saturday to hunker down, get on the couch, and fire up DRGnews.com. We've got multiple games going on across our airwaves. It's the type of Saturday where you're happy to be inside. I know we got a lot of playoff football later today and tomorrow. And, of course, we've got some Pierre Governor boys basketball over on River 92.7 as the boys hit the road and take on Sioux Falls, Washington this afternoon. Ryan Oakland's coverage can be found on DRGnews.com at the River 92.7 station page. You can also download the DRG News app and bounce around from game to game. Multiple days, especially here in the basketball season. We've got multiple broadcasts going on across our airwaves. Pierre Governor girls here on KGFX, as I mentioned. Pierre Governor boys on River 92.7 on KMLO. Later this afternoon, Gettysburg and Timberlake girls basketball will face off with Spencer Goshu's coverage getting underway at 3 o'clock. Mobridge Pollock is competing in the Round Ball Classic this afternoon. They'll be taking on Del Rapids boys basketball. Matthew Giovanni will have that coverage beginning at 3:30 for a 4 o'clock tip. We've also got some snowy conditions, maybe a little ice forming. I think the snow is all but stopped. They said it would quit around 11 o'clock, but I don't think anybody expected this amount of snow here today. We're happy to have you, but if you're coming out to Riggs High Gym, the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety reminds you to slow the drive, arrive alive. It starts with you. You've got some place to be. And hopefully that place is here with us in the Riggs High Gym. A good crowd on hand here this afternoon. A lot of Governor Green. A couple folks from Sioux Falls made the trip here this afternoon. So if you are going to be heading out to Riggs this afternoon, make sure you drive safe. We want you to get here in one piece. Well, I mentioned it's been a little bit of a skid for the Pierre Governor girls, and it's not getting much easier down this January stretch of the regular season. Today, undefeated Sioux Falls, Washington. They will get about a 10-day break before they're back in action, and that should help this team get a little bit healthier, iron out some of the kinks, and work out some of the details before they go out to Douglas to take an 0-5 can't do it today can get back in the win column. And that one, of course, in this level of high school basketball in Class AA, you cannot take any opponent. You can't take them lightly. You're going to have to play some of your best basketball at every point in the season. And after that game on the road at Douglas, they've got another road game as a part of a 3-game road trip at Brandon Valley on the 22nd. Brandon Valley, 6-0 on the season. They follow that up with a game on the 27th against Aberdeen Central. The Golden Eagles sit at 5-1. They'll come back home to close out the month of January here at home against O'Gorman. O'Gorman at 5-1 as well. Very tough stretch for this Pierre Governor girls team. We'll dive more into that schedule, but first check in on the JV game at 40-35. Sioux Falls, Washington out in front with about 1:40 remaining, and they will be heading to the free throw line here, I believe. Nope, two fouls. They're going to be playing this one out. Neither team in the bonus currently. Pierre Governor girls varsity team awaiting to take the floor, and we'll be back after this short break on KGFX with more from our Bank West pregame show. What do we have coming up for you? We'll introduce you to both starting lineups. We'll take a look at, kind of dive into these past couple games for the Pierre Governors, talk about where those losses came from, what they can improve on, and we'll meet our game officials. We'll get you set for tip, and we'll get this thing underway. Looking like we're a little bit ahead schedule. So we'll be back in a couple minutes with more from the Bank West pregame show here live on KGFX and streaming live on drgnews.com.
There when you need them the most. Bank West insurance agents Sam Kenneke and Angie Taylor are here to make your life easier.
As an independent agency, we're able to customize an insurance plan to fit your individual needs.
We work with dozens of companies to find you the best possible coverage and the best price.
For your insurance needs, contact Sam or Angie at Bank West Insurance in Pierre. Bank West, convenient, connected, committed. Insurance products are not deposits, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, and may go down in value.
There's an app for everything, including high school sports from the stations of DRG Media Group. Download the DRG News app from the App Store or Google Play. It takes only a moment, so you'll have it in time for this game. See live and archive video of all games. And when you select your favorite station during the live stream, the video will immediately pop up. See Central South Dakota high school sports on your phone or mobile device with the DRG News app. Download it now from the App Store or Google Play.
From the first wails of surprise to first day of school questions, playground adventures, learning to drive stress, and graduation cheers, they'll always be your little sunshine. At Avera Children's, we get kids, teens, and parents too. We'll step you through first checkups, milestones, sickness, and specialized care when your child needs it, and treat them like our own every step of the way. Learn more at avera.org/children's.
This winter, Beck Motor Company is your go-to Chevy dealer for automotive needs. From the tough, rugged Chevy Silverado to a versatile Equinox, we've got the perfect ride for every season. Need service? Our expert team is here to keep you cruising through winter with confidence. Beck Motor Company, your trusted local Chevy dealer, proudly serving you with top-notch vehicles, service, and customer care. Stop by today and drive away with a deal you'll love. www.beck-motors.com, 605-224-5912.
Chances are you're overlooking a big energy thief in your home or commercial building, the garage doors. But Overhead Door Company of Pierre can help stop that energy waste with a full range of insulated, weather-tight garage doors. Their residential garage doors give you insulated performance at an uninsulated price. And their Thermocore insulated steel doors give commercial buildings the energy efficiency they demand today. Find out more. Call Overhead Door Company of Pierre at 1-800-649-9905 and put a stop to the garage door energy thief.
Do you love watching high school sports but find yourself wanting to be more involved? LiveTicket.tv has the solution for you. They're looking for production managers to assist for this school year. Duties include the management of equipment as well as basic technological understanding. But don't stress, paid training will be provided. Part-time wages starting at $20 per hour. Call 833-605-LIVE, extension 2. That's 833-605-5483, extension 2. And punch your ticket to joining one of the fastest growing companies in South Dakota.
Back to the Bank West pregame show. Well, it is the sophomore game here. Wanted to clarify on that, and boy, has this one gotten good. We said we were a little bit ahead of schedule. However, in the sophomore game, we're currently tied at 40 points apiece, 31.9 remaining. And, before we dive deeper into this Bank West pregame show, let's just fill you in on this final 31.9 of Dare We Say regulation, as the great Aaron Boyle always says. Again, tied at 40, Sioux Falls, Washington on the inbound. Almost has it stripped, and a reach-in foul is going to be called against the Pierre Governors. And that is Eliza Janecki who's going to be called for that whistle. That's now the 15th foul, which means that Sioux Falls, Washington will have a chance at some free throws to take the lead. Taking the free throws here for the Warriors will be, let's see if we can get a number on this one. Looks like this will be Riley Rothenberger at the line here for two big free throws with 29.5 remaining. First one on the way is off the side of the iron, no good. She can give her team a 1-point lead here. It's a great action to get you set up for this game number 2. This will be an uphill battle for the Pierre Governor varsity team. We'll talk a little bit more about that. Second free throw on the way is in and out, so the Governors can win it here. Out and running is Emlyn Swanson. Inside the arc, steps back, shot on the way, and it's no good off the glass. Rebound pulled down, and it's going to be deflected and out of bounds. It'll go back to the Warriors. So with 19.7, Warriors will try to get this thing inbounded, get down, and pick up a big bucket. Governors can't foul, or else they'll set up more free throws. 15 seconds. Dribbling off with the left hand, getting across midcourt, and a timeout taken here by the Warriors. Good action going on here in the sophomore game. So the timeout. Remind you that our timeouts today are going to be sponsored by AgTegra. Again, this is kind of free basketball for us. Acres ahead can maximize your farm's earning potential straight from the start. Contact your local AgTegra cooperative today. Sioux Falls, Washington Warriors for the varsity team that is still, as we mentioned, sitting with an undefeated 5-0 record. You're kind of comparing some of the opponents, and it's easier to do in Class AA across opponents. This Sioux Falls, Washington team beat the Harrisburg team that beat the Governors earlier this week. Harrisburg won that one by a final score, if I remember correctly, of 55-28. The Sioux Falls, Washington team beat that Harrisburg team 64-48. So if we kind of cross-compare the opponents, it's going to be an uphill battle for the Pierre Governor girls. Meanwhile, with 11.2 seconds left after the timeout, the Warriors will inbound up top, and a foul is called, and a soft foul, but it will send the Warriors to the line for free throws, and it'll be Riley Rothenberger again with an opportunity. She just missed those last two free throws. That would have given Harrisburg the lead. 9.9 seconds as Rothenberger steps to the line. First one on the way is off the front iron, no good. So Rothenberger with 3 missed free throws consecutively. A lot of pressure on this second in her trip, and she misses that one as well. Pulled down. 6 seconds. Time for one final shot if they can get it away, and a timeout taken here by the Pierre Governors. So, unless they get a miraculous buzzer beater shot, we're going to have some free sophomore basketball. Always fun to have a exciting game to just kind of pick up the energy in the building here at Riggs High Gym. And, this is always our fear. We don't mind going to overtime, but we kind of allot a certain amount of time to give to our Bank West pregame show with the 15 minutes and the extra time before we go on air. But that's what we're kings at, is just kind of filling some of that middle air. And we're always excited to be treated to some good basketball. The Sioux Falls, Washington girls started off their varsity season with a 57-12 win over Sioux Falls Lincoln. Followed that up with a 57-24 win over Yankton. We just mentioned that 64-48 Harrisburg win that was on the road. They beat Sioux Falls Roosevelt in a closer game than I think people expected, 55-39. That Sioux Falls Roosevelt team at 1-5 on the season. They were at Huron. That was a 63-41 win, which brings us to that this game here today. Out of the timeout. Governors will inbound, and it'll be Faith Brittany Sargent to do the inbounding. Up ahead, Swanson's got to look at the win off the side iron, no good. And we're headed to overtime in the sophomore game. So we're going to be a bit delayed on our varsity start, but that's all right. We're going to step away for one more break, and then we'll come back to kind of continue with our Bank West pregame show, but also do a little multitasking and call this overtime period here as we're tied at 40 apiece. Washington Warriors did have a chance to win it with a couple free throws, but Riley Rothenberger went 0 for 4 in her last 2 trips at the line, so they will live to fight on a couple more minutes. It'll be a 4-minute overtime period, and we'll bring you all of that action. But first, let's step away for another break in our Bank West pregame show ahead of one sophomore overtime between Sioux Falls, Washington, and the Pierre Governor girls, and then the varsity matchup that you've been waiting for here on this snowy Saturday in Pierre. Back after this on KGFX.
Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre is here for you. They make it easy when looking for a new vehicle, getting all available vehicle information so you can spend less time researching and more time enjoying your purchase. Shop their extensive inventory from home at CapitalCityFordToyota.com or stop into Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota, 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Count on them for all your service needs with convenient scheduling and in-stock parts. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre, 605-224-7378.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Century Business Products is a proud provider of the most reliable Kyocera copiers and printers to the Pierre School District. Backed by 5-time nationally awarded Kyocera servicing team. Are you looking to control color cost? Looking to reduce printers? Are you looking for more efficient ways to scan documents? Or maybe you'd like to become more paperless? Look no further than your local Century Business Products. Call 800-529-1950 and see how they're powering business technology.
Do you dream of a custom home built within your budget and done on time? Kruger Contracting can make that dream a reality. They're a trusted home builder since 2003, and they're going to be upfront and open about cost and transparent about where your money is going when it comes to your new home. Their skilled crew will manage construction of your new home from start to finish. They're located in Pierre and can build your home in Pierre, Fort Pierre, or the surrounding area. Call 605-222-2523. Visit KrugerContracting.com or find Kruger Contracting on Facebook.
I'm Scott Nye. As a coach for the Pierre Governors, I know a winning game plan is crucial. When it comes to your finances, you deserve one too. At New Edge Advisors, our name is new, but our commitment to you isn't. We're the same trusted team you've known, and we've expanded our playbook of resources to help you plan for retirement, manage investments, and protect your future. Let's build the strategy that gets your financial future into the end zone.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors LLC is a separate entity from LPL Financial.
Dakota Storm Roofing is a locally owned roofing company in Pierre, specializing in both residential and commercial roofing services. They can handle your asphalt shingle, metal roofing, and flat roof needs. New construction, plus all types of roof repairs. They can handle the finishing touches, adding fascia, soffit, and gutters too. No job is too big or too small. For a free estimate, call Dakota Storm Roofing at 280-9794. Go to DakotaStormRoofing.com or find them on Facebook or Instagram.
The Bank West pregame show as we're still in overtime here between the sophomore teams of Sioux Falls, Washington, and the Pierre Governors. It's a 4-minute overtime period. There's currently 2:45 left. Only 1 point scored here in this extra quarter, and that was scored by Gracie Johnson of the Warriors, who hit the one free throw. Now we got to this point. Tell you what, Pierre Governors playing tough throughout the game. The Warriors took a 6-point lead at one point here in this second half. And the Governors just came storming back. A big late made three and a couple missed free throws for the Warriors. Put them back tied at 40. And currently at the line is Emlyn Swanson. She knocks down the second free throw. And it's tied back up at 41 apiece. I mentioned that the Pierre Governor girls varsity team does have a tough stretch of games upcoming here after this one. They'll go on the road to take on Douglas on the 27th. Or excuse me, that'll be the game between the two on the 20th at Douglas. That 27th game will be Aberdeen Central. And I am getting word from my great board op back in the DRG Media Group studios, Haley Hansen, that it might even be snowing harder now here in Pierre. So those meteorologists that said, we probably won't get any snow, might be a dusting. Well, you can't really take that to the bank. And it is South Dakota, especially here along the river. You never know what type of weather you're going to get. Got a reach-in foul here by Gracie Johnson as Liza Janecki crossed the midcourt line. 1:57 to play, 41-41. I got to be completely honest with you. I've never experienced a sophomore game overtime. Not sure if they can even end in a tie, if it's like those regular season NFL rules. And when Swanson driving off the glass and good. And the Governor Girls sophomore team takes a 43-41 lead. I do love this, too, because this is giving me a couple reps here to get ourselves nice and warmed up before the varsity game. Shot on the way. 3 is no good from Francis Mulbon. That's off the thigh of Brittany Sargent and out of bounds. So it'll stay down here with the Warriors with 1:39 to play. You know, we did mention the NFL regular season overtime and tie rules. So that gives us, listen, we can do all the stuff across the board, talk about all the sports here today. College football playoff semifinals are in the book, and if you listen to Coward's Corner, you know that we perfectly predicted both of those games. Miami beating Ole Miss in a thriller. Carson Beck scoring the final touchdown to walk it in. And then last night, Indiana looking like the best team in the country, maybe the best team in college football history with a dominant victory. Almost 60-point performance from the Hoosiers as they're headed to the national championship game. And then today we've got two NFL wild card playoff games. First one will be against the Panthers and the Rams at 3:30. You might remember the Panthers beat the Rams back in the regular season, one of the most shocking upsets of the year. And then later tonight, great rivalry between two great teams in this general region. Though we got a lot of Bears fans and a lot of Packers fans. That one will kick off at 7 o'clock. Tomorrow, 3 games. My Buffalo Bills taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars, and one that has me very nervous at 12 o'clock. That'll be game 1 of a 3-game slate tomorrow. Of course, Brian Menning, our great camera operator here, bringing you the live coverage on drgnews.com via live ticket. He's got a big one coming up tomorrow night between the Patriots and the Chargers. He's a big Chargers fan, and in the middle of those two, the 49ers and the Eagles at 3:30. If you're just tuning in and wondering why we're talking NFL wildcard playoff football, it's because we've got overtime here in the sophomore game. Gracie Johnson with a nice running floater ties us back up at 43 with 1:27 to play. Liza Janecki across midcourt, dribbling with the right hand on the right side wing, inside for Swanson. Swanson twirling on the pivot foot inside the free throw line, kicks it back out. Ball swings around to Janecki. Janecki driving. It's 18 on the shot clock. Inside, Swanson drives. Right-handed shot, no good off the side iron. 65 seconds to play, tied up at 43. Johnson across midcourt, driving, shooting, blocked inside and off the left hand of Riley Rothenberger. And that is going to go back to the Pierre Governors. So under a minute to play, 57.2. Cubs across midcourt. Eliza Mayer inside to Swanson. Swanson dribbles, tries to put it up backwards almost. Tough shot to make off the front iron, no good. And now there is about a 13-second difference in game clock and shot clock. 40 seconds to play. Backing out is Johnson off the foot of Janecki. She's going to try to chase it down. I'm surprised we didn't get a whistle. And I think he's saying white ball, so it must have been that Gracie Johnson dribbled that off of her foot. 33.6. As folks start to continue to file in here to Rigside Gym, both varsity teams watching on bated breath on either side of the hardwood. Gracie Johnson's going to be hassled up the floor. Good hands there from Brittany Sargent, jarring that one away. 14 seconds on the shot clock here for the Warriors. And then don't forget, on Monday night, real quick, back to the wild card game. Houston and Pittsburgh facing off. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Here comes a drive from Rothenberger. And we've got a reach-in foul called. 7 seconds on the shot clock. 19.9 of gameplay left. And Governors came in with 5 fouls. Those fouls carried over here to the overtime period. Rothenberger. That first free throw is up and no good. Rothenberger's had a struggle at the free throw line here at the end of regulation, missed 4 straight free throws, and now she has missed 6 straight free throws. And a reach-in over the back foul is called, and Emlyn Swanson will head to the line, as that is the 5th foul against the Warriors. So now some pressure-packed free throws coming for Miss Emlyn Swanson. And she's got nerves of steel. I think the only one nervous in the building is her father, Roy, who stands off to my right, films all of these games, commentates these games to get them on tape. I know that the players and parents appreciate Roy doing that. She just misses the second free throw on the way. And this one will get a good roll as it hits the front iron. Momentum carries it through. 44-43, final 15 seconds here. Gracie Johnson across midcourt. She's going to back it out. Warriors might play for the final shot, and a timeout is called. So, you know what? Let's just keep getting some of our ad breaks in here. We'll continue this like a normal broadcast and continue on in our Bank West pregame show. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on KGFX as the sophomore game comes to a close with 10.2 seconds remaining.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Well, a good one going here between the sophomore teams of Sioux Falls, Washington, and the Pierre Governors. 43-44, Governors lead. Emlyn Swanson splits the pair of free throws with 19 seconds left to give the Govs the 1-point lead. And a timeout taken by Sioux Falls, Washington, and their crew. Pierre Governor varsity squad will be up next here on KGFX. And if this one hadn't gone to overtime, we might be tipping right about now, but these two teams just a hard-fought battle throughout. The sophomore squad, which was trailing by 6 going into the fourth quarter, had an impassioned speech from their coaching staff. Shot is blocked down low. Liza Janecki will get the loose ball, and the Governor sophomore team comes from behind, wins it in overtime, 44-43. What a finish between these two. We can only hope half as much excitement in the second game, our main game of this varsity matchup between these two schools. As the handshake line commences, now we can really dive into our Bank West pregame show. Glad you guys could be with us for that exciting finish. And Emlyn Swanson with the game-winning free throws. And I know our buddy Roy Swanson's excited about that. Congratulations to the Pierre Governor sophomore team. As the 15-minute clock starts, both varsity teams will take the floor here as we continue on here in the Bank West pregame show. Reminder to download the DRG News app to make your listening experience much more streamlined and much more enjoyable. Got a couple games going on today. Believe the Pierre Governor boys are underway. Let's take a look across the state at these AA matchups here on this Saturday afternoon as we creep up on the 2 o'clock hour. In Class AA on the girls' side, Rapid City Stevens, a juggernaut, is taking out Sioux Falls Lincoln 69-15. Those 3 minutes left in the third quarter and the 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter will run rather quickly with the running clock. Sioux Falls Roosevelt leading Rapid City Central 22-14. T area is taking on West Fargo Horace of North Dakota. North Dakota's got that one out in front, 53-32. With 3 minutes left in the third. Huron will take on Harrisburg this afternoon. 2 3-3 teams will battle it out. Bellefouche and Douglas face off today. Sioux Falls, Jefferson, and Aberdeen Central will tip off in about an hour's time. On the boys' side, Rapid City Stevens and Sioux Falls Lincoln will tip in about a couple minutes here. Here, Governors and Sioux Falls Washington boys on River 92.7 with Brian Oakland this afternoon. Huron and Harrisburg boys will tip off in about an hour. RC Central and Sioux Falls Roosevelt getting going in about 30 minutes. Belle Fourche and Douglas in an hour and a half, and T-Area will take on Sioux Center of Iowa. Reminder, as the snow continues to pick up outside Riggs High Gym, those making their way to Riggs High Gym, South Dakota Office of Highway Safety reminds you to slow the drive, arrive alive. It starts with you. You've got some place to be, and hopefully that place is here with us inside Riggs this afternoon. Perfect day. If you're staying home, I don't blame you. It is a wonderful Saturday just to hunker down, get under the covers on the couch, fire up the DRG News app, fire up drgnews.com. Maybe watch or listen to some high school basketball coverage here with us today. Pierre Governors are going to be without one of their big players, Jasmine Yost. She had an injury. Injury bug is starting to get to this team a little bit. As you know, they had to play it without Emery Larson in that game against Bismarck their last time around. She was back for Harrisburg. However, Pierre Governor girls just couldn't get the shots to fall, and that has been a bit of an issue. However, they have had some big names step up and make some big plays for them throughout this season. And one of those names is Ellen Hart. She will be starting today in the absence of Jasmine Yost, and they're going to need a big game out of her. This is a Sioux Falls, Washington team that will win the height battle by a long shot. Not a single 6-footer on this Pierre Governors varsity roster. And there's a few big players for the Sioux Falls Washington Warriors. They've got, let's count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 6-footers, including 6'7" Camia Swear. And this will be a tough battle. And down low in the paint, they're going to need all of the help that they can get. And, you know, Jasmine Yost, not a tall player, not one of those players that you can put down in the paint and expect to swat away some shots and pull down some rebounds, but that is going to be a big absence in terms of the energy that's supplied on the floor. Jasmine Yost, one of the scrappiest players, and what we heard, the report that we heard, is she is missing with a concussion, and I'm not sure if she's in the building with us today. There's Mr. Oakland down low, as his son is out with the boys in Sioux Falls this afternoon. But Jasmine Yost, if you're listening, your team will be sorely missed, or you will be sorely missed by your team. Love to watch Jasmine Yost play. Love to see her mix it up, and you know, not to talk too deep about injuries, but does it shock you, anybody listening this, that Jasmine Yost is out with a concussion? She is always in the mix, always putting herself down on the hardwood, diving at loose balls, getting in the fray on rebounds, earning alternating possessions. And she is a huge piece for this Pierre Governors, not only offense, but defense. She won't light up the stat sheet in terms of points. She'll have great games from there, but that's not the most valuable part about what Jasmine Yost offers you for this Pierre Governor varsity team. She is one of those players that just plays with a chip on her shoulder, and that energy, that excitement, that effort is going to have to be picked up somewhere else. We'll see if Ellen Hart can do that here today. I know that Jasmine Yost, if she's not here in the building, will be rooting on her Pierre Governor girls as they look to snap a losing streak of their last 3 games. Oh, we do have some great officials in the building here with us this afternoon, so let's meet our game officials here today. Before we do that, we hear a word from our friends who sponsor our introduction of game officials at the South Dakota Attorney General's Office Division of Consumer Protection.
Text scams continue to rise, and victims who have lost money to these scams continues to increase. Consumers cannot rely on a text message to be truthful. If you receive a message regarding a fine for missing jury duty, your utilities being shut off for non-payment, toll road fines, or you've won a sweepstakes, these are scams designed with an urgency and the need to send money now. Do not respond to these texts, and you should contact Consumer Protection at 800-300-1986. That's 800-300-1986 for the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division.
And our officials today will be Mr. Bob Malloy, Mr. Matt Clark, and Mr. Mike Ruth. Well, we're less than 10 minutes away from tipping off, so we'll take another break. When we come back, we'll talk a little Buff Nation keys to success and meet our starting lineups here before we get this game underway. You're listening to the Bankwest pregame show live on KGFX and DRGnews.com against the visiting Sioux Falls Washington Warriors and the Pierre Governor girls. Back after this with more from the Bankwest pregame show.
Superior Concrete is proud to sponsor the Governors this season and just as proud to offer the finest concrete solutions available for commercial and residential applications as well as foundation and flat work. The bottom line, if you need anything done with concrete, we can do it. Superior Concrete. Give us a call today for an estimate or more information. That's Superior Concrete. Find us on Facebook or call the office at 605-494-0102. That's 494-0102. Call today.
From the first wails of surprise to first day of school questions, playground adventures, learning to drive stress, and graduation cheers, they'll always be your little sunshine. At Avera Children's, we get kids, teens, and parents too. We'll step you through first checkups, milestones, sickness, and specialized care when your child needs it, and treat them like our own every step of the way. Learn more at avera.org/children's.
This winter, Beck Motor Company is your go-to Chevy dealer for automotive needs. From the tough, rugged Chevy Silverado to a versatile Equinox, we've got the perfect ride for every season. Need service? Our expert team is here to keep you cruising through winter with confidence. Beck Motor Company, your trusted local Chevy dealer, proudly serving you with top-notch vehicles, service, and customer care. Stop by today and drive away with a deal you'll love. www.beck-motors.com 605-224-5912.
Do you love watching high school sports but find yourself wanting to be more involved? LiveTicket.tv has the solution for you. They're looking for production managers to assist for this school year. Duties include the management of equipment as well as basic technological understanding. But don't stress, paid training will be provided. Part-time wages starting at $20 per hour. Call 833-605-LIVE, extension 2. That's 833-605-5483, extension 2. And punch your ticket to joining one of the fastest growing companies in South Dakota.
Chances are you're overlooking a big energy thief in your home or commercial building. The garage doors. But Overhead Door Company of Pierre can help stop that energy waste with a full range of insulated, weather-tight garage doors. Their residential garage doors give you insulated performance at an uninsulated price. And their Thermocore insulated steel doors give commercial buildings the energy efficiency they demand today. Find out more. Call Overhead Door Company of Pierre at 1-800-649-9905 and put a stop to the garage door energy thief.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Welcome back into the BankWest pregame show. I'm Justin Coward as we are about 5 minutes away from tipping off our varsity matchup here on KGFX and DRGnews.com between the Pierre Governor girls and the Sioux Falls Washington Warriors. Well, it's an undefeated Warriors team sitting at 5-0, and the Pierre Governor girls trying to snap a 3-game losing streak. So let's talk a little Buff Nation keys to success to see how the girls can do that, hand the Warriors their first loss of the season. Before we do that, let's hear a word from our great friends who sponsor our keys to success, our friends at Buff Nation.
Buff Nation is proud to support and serve area athletics and the Stanley County Buffaloes this season. Buff Nation never stops giving back, and you can become a valued member today with memberships starting at $30. Membership fees include Buff Nation decals, discounted ticketing to events, free concession stand items, and so much more. If you are interested in becoming a member of Buff Nation, please contact Tate Gabriel at 605-222-5537.
Well, it's no question and no secret that this Washington Warriors team has got some size, and they're going to be able to kind of control the paint if the Pierre Governor girls are not careful. This is a team built out with a couple 6-footers, and they play taller than that. Pierre Governor's obviously missing Jasmine Yost today, one of the scrappier players that can come away with some big turnovers and big possessions. So What are the keys to success for the Pierre Governor girls today? Well, they have to control and be careful of giving away the basketball. They have to protect their possessions. This is not a team that you can offer to give away steals to, get 10-second violations kind of coming up the court, 5-second violations while trying to inbound the ball. Those things are going to happen. There will be turnovers. There will be tie-ups, but you have to keep that at a minimum here today, because what the Warriors are going to do is they are going to control the boards on either side. I would be shocked if the Pierre Governor girls won the rebounding battle today, and the Washington Warriors are just going to earn extra possessions from those rebounds. So you cannot give the ball away. You have to protect possessions. No ill-advised passes. Pierre Governors have struggled with the press throughout the season, but they've gotten better at that through this young part of this campaign. They've been able to get the ball over top and not really get themselves trapped down in either side or either corner. So 1, beat the press. 2, protect the basketball. And 3, it's no question they're going to have to get the shot going from outside the arc. Emery Larson's going to have a big game today. She's going to have to be precise from outside the three-point line. Another name that's going to be important today is Molly Olson. Not because of how they're going to need some help down in the paint with the Pierre Governors, but again, Molly Olson is a player that we've seen that can get the shot going from the outside. She's a good three-point shooter. She's often delivered some big buckets early in games that have given the Pierre Governors some momentum that carry them out through all 4 quarters. So we'll see if they can get it going from outside the arc today. Big thanks to Buff Nation for sponsoring our Keys to Success, our friends over in Fort Pierre. And a pretty cool story going on over in Fort Pierre. Stanley County boys off to an undefeated start this season. There's some Stanley County Buffalo players here in attendance today. I see one Mr. Eddie Duffy. Eddie Duffy's combined for 50 points in his last 2 games, so I know the folks in here are happy to see the Stanley County boys over in Fort Pierre with an exciting start to the season. They'll be in the Jones County Invitational later next week, and we are thrilled to bring you coverage of that on KPLO. Our Buff Nation Keys to Success will hinge on a good day offensively from the Pierre Governors. So let's take a look at both starting lineups here this afternoon. Sioux Falls, Washington. We'll start with the guests here this Saturday, as it'll be Elena Bertay. Layla is a sophomore forward. Josie Beitler, another sophomore guard. Rylan Kennett, one of the 2 seniors, getting the start today for the Washington Warriors. Dana Harp, she'll be the other senior guard getting the start. Jersey Peterson, a sophomore forward, rounds out the starting 5 for the Sioux Falls Washington Warriors. They are led by head coach Jamie Parrish. For the Pierre Governors, without Jasmine Yost today, it'll be Ellen Hart stepping into her place. Ellen, a sophomore guard, has earned a lot of minutes off the bench. She will be in the starting rotation and see if she can earn herself even more spots in the future. Emery Larson back off injury in that Harrisburg game. Didn't have a huge game against the Tigers. She'll need one today against the Warriors. Ellen Hart, as we mentioned, will be the sophomore guard to start in absence of Jasmine Yost. Jordan Kirky, a junior center and forward. Another player that I think the Pierre Governors can get some big points out of outside the arc today. Going to see if she can get it going. And Mackenzie Flotmeyer going to be so crucial down low, as she will be the other big contesting with some of those 6-footers. Pierre Governors will be in their home whites with Pierre arched across the chest in Governor Green. Sioux Falls, Washington in their road blacks with Sioux Falls, Washington across the chest in orange. We're going to step away for one final break. That concludes our Bank West pregame show. We're going to have the national anthem, the introduction of starters, and tip-off here on KGFX and DRGnews.com.
Is a big decision. You need an expert who knows the market and gets results. Scott Darnall at Lee Real Estate in Pierre brings experience, local knowledge, and a no-nonsense approach to help you navigate every step. Whether you're looking for the perfect home or the best offer, Scott is committed to making the process smooth and stress-free. Ready to make your next move? Call Scott Darnall at 605-220-2676. Lee Real Estate, Meredith Lee, broker, owner.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
Dakota Pro Air is a locally family-owned business that has been taking care of farmers' aerial needs since 2020. With locations in Letcher and Miller, Dakota Pro Air is able to provide service to a large area. Ground conditions too wet, or just don't want those sprayer tracks in your field? Give Dakota Pro Air a call for all your chemical and fertilizer application needs at 605-248-2314.
Olson Plumbing in Pierre provides complete plumbing and drain cleaning services to commercial and residential customers. Olson Plumbing understands how the simple things in life are often the things we can't live without, and running water is the top of the list. Olson Plumbing offers 24/7 emergency services, and they can be at your location in under an hour in most cases. If you need help with your plumbing system, call Olson Plumbing 605-224-6436.
At Iverson Auto, our legacy is your trust. Whether you're in Mitchell or in Huron, we embody the values that have defined us for generations. We have been your partner on the road since 1948.
We bring decades of expertise to ensure your journey begins with confidence. Our goal is to turn your visit into a memorable experience, leaving you with a smile and peace of mind.
Iverson Auto of Mitchell and Huron are here to make your car buying experience smooth and enjoyable every step of the way.
Visit us online at iversonauto.com.
At Jan Bussey Ford and Highmore, they've been building partnerships for life by treating customers right, offering a low-pressure sales process, no haggling over price, passing low overhead savings on, and providing a Ford-certified service department fixing it right the very first time. If you're looking for a new Ford, a quality pre-owned vehicle, a new or used ATV, or a trailer, stop by Jan Bussey Ford and Highmore and experience the difference.
Jan Bussey Ford, building partnerships for life.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
Give us a call today for an estimate or more information. That's Superior Concrete. Find us on Facebook or call the office at 605-494-0102. That's 494-0102. Call today.
Getting set for tip-off here between the Washington Warriors and the Pierre Governor girls. Hello, everybody. Justin Cowart welcoming you back into Riggs High Gym as we are set on this snowy Saturday for tip-off moments away. Sioux Falls, Washington, boasting a lot of size, has just announced their starting five again. It's sophomore Layla Bertay, Josie Beitler, Rylan Kennett, Dana Harp, and Jersey Peterson. The five about to be announced by the Pierre Governors. Well, for the Pierre Governors, I should say. Molly Olson, Emery Larson, Jordan Kirky, Mackenzie Flotmeyer, and in the absence of Jasmine Yost, it is Miss Ellen Hart. Sioux Falls in their road blacks, with the Sioux Falls arched across the chest in orange stripes smattered with some black and white paints in between down either side. Their numerals in orange outlined in white. Pierre Governors in their traditional home whites with Pierre arched across the chest. Numerals in Governor green underneath, white shorts with white and green stripes down either side of their uniforms. We've got the Pierre Governor cheerleading squad out at midcourt as they get their festive introductions done. They'll head over and high-five the student section that is, I believe in, I can't tell if this is a theme, if they're wearing their PJs, I call them night pants, but the kind of plaid night pants that you wear hanging around the house that I'm sure many of you that are listening at home are wearing today. You see these high schoolers, they'll just wear their night pants and PJs anytime, any place. And we are set for tip at midcourt. It's up and underway. Washington wins it. A missed travel call by the officials doesn't hurt the Governors. A shot no good. Jordan Kirky the rebound. Ellen Hart will bring it up the floor. She is covered by Dana Harp. Larson at the top of the key. Look for a big day from her tonight. Bounces through. Ellen Hart is going to bounce as Olson in the far side corner tried to feed it up to Ellen Hart in front of the students section. She couldn't contain it and dribbled it off the sideline. Still no score. We'll be bringing you scores all afternoon off our Wegner Auto scoreboard. Three-pointer on the way for Rylan Kennett. No good. Rebounded by Kirky. A bullet pass deflected by Emery Larson. She saves it before it goes out of bounds. Good thing she got her left hand on that one. If you're listening on KGFX, slowly driving around Pierre, Governors are attacking from right to left on your radio dial. Emery Larson, a long three is up and no good. Rylan Kennett pulls down the board, and an alternating possession as she's tied up with Molly Olson. That's going to be a key today. You might not get a lot of the rebounds, but if you can get your hands on the ball after it's pulled in by the Warriors, you'll get some alternating possessions, and every other time you do that, you'll get the ball back. Off the inbound pass, a baseline shot from Molly Olson, no good. Kirky went up for the board. She was a little bit banged up, slow to get back down the floor. She gets in the mix, shot no good, rebound pulled down by Josie Beitler, and she's got the first points of the afternoon. Washington leads 2-0. They lead 4-0 after the pass was intercepted off the hands of Ellen Hart for Layla Bertay, and she puts it in unabated, and another steal. Ellen Hart, second straight giveaway, leads to a 2-point bucket for Beitler. So it's quickly 6-0 in the blink of an eye with 6:30 to play here in the first quarter. Press has given Ellen Hart all kinds of problems. 3 straight turnovers, 3 straight buckets. It's put up and in by Layla Bertay. It's 8-0, and the first Agtegra timeout used here by Kirk Bebout and the Pierre Governors. 6:25 to play. We'll keep it right here in the first minute and a half and change in our first quarter. As we remind you, Acres Ahead can maximize your farm's earning potential straight from the start. Contact your local Agtegra cooperative today. Yost is in the building, and she looks not very pleased to not be playing today. You know, I think it was probably a doctor's call that she couldn't play this afternoon. We often joke, myself and Chris Derry, my great color commentator, when we call Pierre Governors soccer, you would have to physically remove the leg or the arm of Jasmine Yost to keep her out of a game, and even then you probably couldn't keep her on the sideline. But in the street clothes today, press, as we mentioned, has been a struggle for the Pierre Governors. They've shown improvements on it throughout the season. They get it past the Washington defense here. Governors out and running with numbers. Emery Larson with a good look inside the lane. Shots no good. Rebounded, pulled down by the Governors, and it was Molly Olson with a second shot up and no good. That was rebounded by Kirky, and she is lacked on the arm, and that'll be our first foul of the day. Josie Beitler tagged with the whistle. Ellen Hart will inbound, trying to find a way to get it in over these tall Washington players. Mackenzie Flottmeyer gets it, hops over the midcourt line. Ellen Hart also going over the midcourt line to get the pass. Kicks to Emery Larson, three-pointer on the way, off the mark, and rebounded by Rylan Kennett. Out and running are the Warriors. Pass up high for Layla Bertay. She climbed the ladder to get it, but couldn't contain it. And it careens off her hands out of bounds. Still 8-0. Just under 6 minutes to go in the first. Emery Larson knifes through 2 defenders. Ellen Hart trying to pass it up ahead. It's jumped and deflected by Josie Beitler. Ellen Hart right back in her hands and off her hands. 4 turnovers led to 8 points for the Washington Warriors. Going to have to get those passes up high. Pass inside by Bertay is deflected away by Jordan Kirky. Governors come up with the steal. Good active hands in the lane. Pass through to Emery Larson, tipped, but it makes its way to her. She swings to Molly Olson in the corner. Three-pointer on the way. No good, but she's fouled. And will head to the line for 3 free throws. They'll get Layla Bertay on the foul. She's got 4 points. That's her first foul of the afternoon. Molly Olson going to try to cut into this 8-point deficit from the charity stripe. First free throw on the way for Olson is off the front iron, off the backboard and out. No good. It's these little things that if the Governors want to keep this one within striking distance, they're going to have to hit free throws. Second on the way for Olson is in and out. No good. Got to do the little things right, especially against a undefeated Sioux Falls Washington Warriors squad. Olson's third free throw on the way is in and out. No good. So 0-3 from the line to start the day are the Pierre Governors. Still scoreless, 8-0. And a whistle. And we got a tie up at midcourt and a foul called. Inbounded by the Warriors. Still leading 8-0 here. up the floor and shoving it inside. Officials are going to get together. That was deflected off of Mackenzie Flottmeyer, says Bob Malloy. Josie Beitler with 4 points will inbound along her own baseline. Looking, surveying, running out of time, floats it up to the top of the key for Berthe. Berthe drives. Nice little Euro step in the lane. She's got her 6 points of the game. And it's 10-0. Ellen Hart is fouled by Berthe on a block as she tried to get around the press. That'll be the second foul for Berthe. So that will be another nice. Hey, something that the Governors could try to focus on is get some contact from these Washington Warriors. Back up the fouls a little bit. Emery Larson with it, crossing midcourt. Picks up the dribble just outside the left side wing. Drives and kicks to Ellen Hart. Ellen Hart drives down the right side of the lane off the iron, no good. Washington Warriors out and running with numbers. Shot no good. Up and recovered. Jersey Peterson has the putback after the offensive rebound. 12-0 Warriors leading. Kirky kicks to the far side corner. Molly Olson for three. No good. Strong board by Mackenzie Flottmeyer, and the Govs are on the board. Mackenzie Flottmeyer with a strong offensive rebound and a nice putback, and we've got a timeout taken. Nope, they're going to say alternating possession. Good action by Molly Olson right in front of the scorer's table. Possession arrow favoring the Warriors. It'll be inbounded by Dana Harp. Dana Harp gets it right back. Kicks to the corner, pump fake three. Rylan Kennett steps inside the line. Long two, no good. Jordan Kirky with the board. Dribbling through, Govs come up with numbers. Emery Larson wants three from the far side corner. She's 0 for 3 now from deep range. 4 minutes to play here in the first period. There's a drive and a shot and a foul, and it's good for Rylan Kennett. So Rylan Kennett can make this a 3-point play. Molly Olson gets the foul. Second team foul for the Pierre Govs in this opening frame. Arena Bushbaum will check in, as will Zoe Bauer. We saw Zoe Bauer start after Emery Larson was dealing with that injury. Zoe Bauer's offered some great minutes to the Pierre Governors this season. Free throw is good, and nearly another steal by the Warriors on the press. Governors get by it as they step into the positive side of the floor. Molly Olson kicks. Zoe Bauer's first shot of the day on the way. Halfway down from three in the near side corner and out. Washington comes away with the rebound. They pass it ahead. Rylan Kennett open in the corner for three. That's no good. Zoe Bauer dives for the rebound. Can't get to it. It's taken by Harp. Harp drives the lane. That shot's no good. And Bushbaum pulls down the board. Emery Larson out one-on-one with Josie Beitler. Beitler blocks the shot from the block, and a fight for the loose ball will result in a foul by Emery Larson. And after that initial flurry of turnovers on inbound passes by the Pierre Governors, they've seemed to settle in just a little bit in terms of beating the press and defensively, but they're missing some open looks, and can't have that when you're trying to, one, play from behind, but two, play one of the better teams in this classification. You got to do the little things right. They're 0 for 3 from the free throw line, and shooting percentages are low. But Molly Olson comes away with a steal, given away by Dana Harp. Emery Larson pump faking a right wing three. She kicks to the right corner. Molly Olson for three. That's no good. Berthe comes down with the rebound. She's hassled and she's fouled. And that will be foul number 2 for Molly Olson. I don't think Kurt Bebout loved that foul down there. Berthe had the rebound and was not looking to dribble or anything. It just didn't feel like the best place for a foul, but you can't blame Molly Olson fighting hard, and now Molly Olson coming away with another steal as that's wrapped up by Dana Harp. Molly Olson with the 2 fouls will check out, but she's come away with 2 big steals in the last 2 possessions. Still 15-2, Washington leads. Zoe Bauer will inbound here for the Governors. Inbound to Ellen Hart here in the near side corner. Three pressers down low for Washington. They get it ahead to Emery Larson. Larson out and running. She pulls up. Mid-range jumper is way short, and that's out of bounds off the hands of Marina Bushbaum. Bushbaum was open on the far side block. Larson gave up that pass for the contested shot. 2:42 to play here in the opening frame. Up ahead, Washington outrunning with numbers and going down the lane. Right-handed layup there by Dana Harp is no good. Saved out of bounds by the Warriors. Kicked inside to Berthe. Berthe misses the shot right off the board. Dana Harp gets the rebound. She's called for the push down low, creating that extra space. That'll be another Washington foul, their fourth of this first quarter. Both teams now with four. Jersey Peterson will come back off the bench. She replaces Rylan Kennett, who's got 3 points off one made field goal. She drew the foul, did make the free throw. Zoe Bauer gets it in from Jordan Kirky. They kick through to Ellen Hart. Hart with a high pass for Kirky. Kirky corrals inside. Berthe deflects that pass for Emery Larson. Govs looking for the offense to get going. Where's it going to come from? Zoe Bauer to inbound on the O of Governors underneath, and she gives it away. Dangerous pass was picked off by Josie Beitler. Washington across midcourt, trying to feed it inside as Beitler drove the lane. That's too high. Off the hands of her intended target. Looked like she was trying to get it to Jersey Peterson underneath. Jersey Peterson stands at 6'1". Zoe Bauer looping around, nearly stepping out of bounds, but tightroping the sideline. Her pass intended for Mackenzie Flotmeyer's too high. Looked like that was deflected off a Washington Warrior, but the officials say otherwise. Beitler will inbound.
The Warriors is number 31, Amy Henry.
Subs coming in and out. Meanwhile, Dana Harp will kick it up to Josie Beitler. Beitler across midcourt. They feed it inside. Good ball movement. Peterson, point blank, no good. Can't get her own rebound. Emery Larson comes away with it. Peterson almost picks off a Ellen Hart pass, but Hart gets it out of her hands quick enough. Hart on the left side wing, back up top to Bauer. Bauer looking, tried to give it back to Ellen Hart. That pass was read perfectly by Rylan Kennett. Up ahead, driving and left hand off the glass for Dana Harp is good for two. It's 17-2. Washington out front big early. Another turnover. Seventh of this first quarter. It's picked off by Josie Beitler, and she lays it in off the glass. It's 19-2. Turnovers do and end the Pierre Governors. Flotmeyer to Kirky. Kirky kicks out to Larson. Larson has it stripped by Beitler, and Beitler will chase it out of bounds, but to no avail. Mackenzie Flotmeyer will inbound. Flotmeyer surveying, throws it into the backcourt for Zoe Bauer, who casually strolled after it, and she didn't feel Dana Harp coming up behind, and Harp got to it before Bauer could. And another turnover given away on the inbound. Here's a three on the way. That's off the side iron, no good. Kirky comes down with the board, up ahead to Flotmeyer. Flotmeyer cross court to Bauer. 21-2 with 45 seconds to play in the opening quarter. Governors with one made basket by Mackenzie Flotmeyer and another turnover nearly given away, but Emery Larson jumps up high, saves it before it goes out of bounds. Zoe Bauer in the lane, has it stripped, still on the floor, covered up and taken away by the Warriors. 2-on-2 down the floor. Inside pass off the glass and good for Dana Harp. Shot clock shut off, 19 seconds. Bauer picks up the dribble, tries to kick it up ahead to Flotmeyer. Flotmeyer has to come back to claim it. 10 seconds running out. Up ahead, Kirky's got it across midcourt. Pass popcorning around off of a ton of hands as it gets settled by Ellen Hart, and she is fouled, and we've got free throws upcoming for Ellen Hart. 3.1 seconds left in the opening frame, and Ellen Hart tried to add to the total for the Govs. Governors 0 for 3 from the line. Hart's first free throw on the way is short. Hart dribbles and twirls and fires. And that one is in and out, no good. Rebound pulled down. Looking ahead, long way. Dana Harp had to heave that one to try to get it to the hoop. It was short, but nothing short about this Washington team. 23-2 they lead. We head to the second quarter after this 60-second break on KGFX.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Generational
Welcome
success.
back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union press box.
23-2 Washington lead, and they were assisted by a lot of Governor's turnovers, 8 by my count in that first quarter. Washington will start with the first possession. No good on the shot. Layla Bertay coming away with the rebound. $7:52 to play. Quick inbound off the baseline. Warriors with the ball up top for Layla Bertay. Bertay driving with the left hand, steps by the defender and gets it to go off the glass. Good length by the Warriors being shown. Ellen Hart at midcourt looking. Now gets it across the stripe. Through to Flotmeyer. Flotmeyer kicks to Olsen in the corner. Bounce back to the right side wing for Olsen. Zoe Bauer heaves a three. That's off the front iron, no good. And Rylan Kennett comes away with the rebound. Jordan Kirky down behind the play and injured. Meanwhile, up ahead, Josie Beitler lays it up and in for two. And Jordan Kirky in some serious pain, grasping at the back of that head. When you're undersized, you know it's going to be a physical battle on the boards. Kirky about as tough as they come. She's up and walking off. But the last thing the Pierre Governors need is more injuries. They just got Emery Larson back there without Jasmine Yost today. And a key starter for the Governors, Jordan Kirky, is being assisted off the floor. Great to see her up and walking off under her own power. She's assisted by the Avera medical staff. After that made bucket there by Beitler, it's 27-2. Ellen Hart dribbling with the left hand. Crosses up, steps by. Josie Beitler swings to Bauer. Bauer looking for somewhere to go with it. Kicks it here to the near side corner. Olsen with a three off the side of the backboard and no good. First time we're seeing London Ladisaw here today. She kicks up ahead. That three-pointer taken by Josie Beitler off the left wing, no good. And a loose ball scrum ensues underneath the basket, alternating possession, favoring the Govs. So they'll get it back with 6:43 to play in the second quarter. Meanwhile, across the state, Sioux Falls, Washington also handling the Pierre Governor boys well, 59-33 at the halftime break. Seen final scores read that around the state in some of these games, but 59 points in the first half. That is quite the display of offense. Ellen Hart will bounce through to Flotmeyer. Now low to Olsen. Olsen swings to Ellen Hart. Three-pointer on the way is off the front iron. No good. Josie Beitler with the rebound. Numbers ahead for the Warriors. As it's a foul. London Ladisaw took it in. She gets whacked on the arm, and she'll head to the line. They'll get Ellen Hart with the contact, and London Ladisaw take two free throws. Right-handed shooter fires the first and drops it in. First free throw of the day here for the Washington Warriors. Actually, this is the second free throw for the Warriors today. Rylan Kennett took one earlier. They are 3 for 3 now at the line. Ladisov with 2 made free throws. Rylan Kennett with the 1. 29-2. And Kirk Bebout is always talking about character and what you can do to continue to build that. This is a character-building type of game here for the Govs as Molly Olson fires a 3 just a bit short. Larson with the rebound, kicks to the top of the key for Olson. Swinging to Hart. Back to Olson. Olson dribbling through traffic, met by 2 defenders inside. Shot no good. Gets her own rebound. Out to Flotmeyer. Flotmeyer up top. Larson from way downtown. Off the back iron, no good. And coming away with the rebound is Dana Harp. Harp will swing ahead to Kenna Knutson. Her shot rattles in and out, and a rebound and foul as Marina Bushbaum went up to get it. And Jersey Peterson goes over the top. Mackenzie Flotmeyer will inbound. The Washington Warriors going to back off the press here for the moment. Governors have faced a decent amount of full court press this season. This is probably the most effective press we've seen out of any of their opponents, mainly because of the size. The height, they'll cross the board on this Washington roster has been detrimental to the Pierre Governors' cause. Emery Larson tried to heave a 3 from the corner. That came up short, but the Governors doing a nice job here in the second quarter, rebounding offensively. They come away with another one. They'll reset. Ellen Hart will drive, kick out to Flotmeyer. Flotmeyer drives baseline, threads the needle through to Emery Larson. Larson from outside, and she drops it in for 3. A dry spell drought comes to an end for the Pierre Governors, and on the other end, an offensive foul committed by Dana Harp. Charge was taken by Molly Olson. Alex Ludeman will check in here for the Governors. Kenzie Flotmeyer with a big smile as she heads to the Pierre bench. Olson will inbound. Ellen Hart to bring it forward. Might have been Flotmeyer that took that charge. Either way, it was a great job defensively by the Pierre Governors to win themselves back a possession, but they give it back just as quickly. Ellen Hart trying to feed one inside to Marina Bushbaum. A little bit too much heat behind that pass, and it goes over top of the outstretched arms of Bushbaum. Another turnover for the Governors. Sets up the Warriors on offense. Little give and go. Beautiful pass inside. Dana Harp from Josie Beitler gets another 2. Harp has got 8. It's 31-5. 4:38 to play here in the second quarter. We'll have the CHS River Plains halftime show coming up for you. Take a look at some scores from around the state. Recap first half scoring here from a very effective first half. Emery Larson ties up. Kenna Knutson also wrapped up on that ball with Larson. Alternating possession favors the Warriors, so they'll get it back. Looking to add to a 26-point lead here in the first half. Dana Harp goes inside. Pass came from Josie Beitler. Harp is fouled, and she makes the bucket and can get another 3-point play. Here for the Warriors, Beitler's done a nice job distributing the basketball. So Beitler gets another assist. Harp with another bucket. And she knocks down the free throw. 11 points for Dana Harp here in the first half. She's the only player in double digits for the Warriors. There's a couple players close. 5 points for the Govs, 2 of which belong to Flotmeyer. Emery Larson's hit a 3. Zoe Bauer gives this one away. Another steal for the Warriors, and a foul down low by Zoe Bauer contesting the Josie Beitler drive. Beitler can make it a 30 and then a 31-point lead here in the second quarter with 4:05 to play. Beitler drains the first free throw. A perfect afternoon from the line for the Sioux Falls, Washington Warriors. They are now 8 for 8 as Beitler knocks them both down. Zoe Bauer across midcourt. Alex Ludeman swings to Emery Larson. Larson just hit a three. That one a bit too long, but right to Molly Olson, who throws it in off the glass. Good positioning there from Molly Olson as she finds her first points of the contest. Jersey Peterson underneath got a feed from Berkeley Hall, and a travel is called against Peterson. Ryland Kennett will check back in for the Warriors. Molly Olson will inbound to Bauer. Bauer dribbling forward. It's to Molly Olson, suffocating defense, but a handoff to Larson. Larson heaves a three, just a bit short, pulled in by Ryland Kennett. Kennett quickly up ahead to Beitler. Beitler, right-handed bullet pass inside to London Ladisaw. She couldn't hit the shot. And a reach-in foul called, I believe, against Ladisaw. She tried to come back and win the possession back. That'll be the third team foul for the Warriors here in the second quarter. Governors with 4. Olsen pushes it in to Zoe Bauer. Mackenzie Flotmar on the left side wing. Again, if you're listening on KGFX, Governors attacking from right to left on your radio dial. Flotmeyer turning. Back up top to Bauer. Bauer creating a little bit of space. Tried to feed it to Olsen in the corner. It's taken away by Beitler. Beitler up ahead to Ladisaw. Ladisaw is fouled by Flotmeyer. She goes up for the 2. Couldn't hit the bucket, but she can earn the 2 from the line and tries to keep a perfect afternoon from the free throw stripe. Continued on for the Washington Warriors. London Ladisaw has got 2 points, both by free throw. Zoe Bauer will have a talk with Kirk Beebout. Ladisaw's first free throw is up and through. Jersey Peterson will check out. Kenna Knutson in for Washington. Second free throw coming up for Ladisaw. And she drains it. 10 for 10 from the line here in the first half for the Sioux Falls Washington Warriors. Has them out in front 38-7. Zoe Bauer up top to Flotmeyer. Flotmeyer hounded by Ladisaw, gets it off to Bauer. Bauer picks up the dribble at the top of the key, swings it to the right side wing for Flotmeyer, who gives it right back. A little bit of daylight in the lane. Bauer drives, kicks it out to Olsen. Olsen brings it inside the arc. They kick it back out. 10 on the shot clock. Olsen with a left side wing 3 is true. Molly Olsen knocks down to 3. She's got 5, cuts it down to a 28-point deficit here with 2:25 to go in the first half. Ryland Kennett up top. Josie Beitler with a nice move. Dives the lane. No good. Marina Bushbaum there to claim the rebound. Zoe Bauer out and running. Tried to pass it up ahead to Mackenzie Flotmeyer, whose eyes were down the floor. Stepping in between that pass was Ryland Kennett. She deflects it into the scorer's table. Governors will reset offensively. And now Molly Olsen's going to be forced to head to the bench. Got to get a little bit of blood on that left arm cleaned up. So the official checks. It says it's going to take more than a couple seconds. So Alex Ludeman will check in for Molly Olsen to inbound. Zoe Bauer dribbling and looking. Screen set for Emery Larson by Bushbaum. Had a look at 3. Gives it up to the top of the key for Ludeman. She misses off to the right on the 3-point attempt. And good work by Marina Bushbaum to tie up Josie Beitler. It's the alternating possession. And they earn the possession back. Zoe Bauer looking as she stands underneath her own basket. Quickly gets it in to Alex Ludeman. She misses the mid-range jumper along the baseline. Bounces out to Ladisaw, but stolen away by Flotmeyer. They get to Ludeman again. She takes a 3 this time. That one off the mark. And pulled in by Beitler. Beitler out and running. Kicks to the corner for Ryland Kennett. Gives up a 3. Zoe Bauer almost stepping in between that pass back up to the top of the key near steal. Saved by Beitler. Beitler drives. Good defense there by Ludeman. Arms straight up. Did not draw the foul. Earns the steal. Emery Larson back on the other end of the floor. Heaves a 3. No good. And Ladisaw with another rebound. 75 seconds to play here in the first half. CHS River Plains halftime show coming up as tumbling bodies go down, all involved. Alex Ludeman, London Ladisaw. Mackenzie Flotmeyer. We do have a foul. We'll see which way it goes. Luckily to see everybody get up and walk off after that. Mackenzie Flotmeyer had Ladisaw kind of tumble into her knees. London Ladisaw will be called for the foul. One more foul by the Warriors here in this final 110 would put the Govs at the line. And if you're Kirk Bebout, you're just looking for a little bit of momentum out of this first half. Not going to come on this possession as it's stolen by Ladisaw out of the hands of Zoe Bauer. Washington looking for some more points. Beitler drives, kicks to the corner. Long two for Kennett. Her foot was on the line, but the shot is no good. Ludeman comes away with the board. Emery Larson steps through traffic, heaves it up ahead to Olsen. Olsen's shot is blocked by Beitler. They kick back out to Emery Larson. That's off the mark. Emery Larson not having her stereotypical shooting night here today. He's only made 1 3. And a handful of attempts. London Ladisaw grasping at her lower right back region. Look, she's all right. 39.1. Governors here with the possession. Kicks into Ludeman in the corner. 5-second difference in game clock and shot clock. Ludeman tried to go up and under. That's blocked away by Kenna Knutson. Can't understate the length that this Washington team plays with. 6-footers sprinkled throughout the starting 5 and throughout the entirety of the roster. Zoe Bauer with a corner 3. It's too long. Sioux Falls comes away with the rebound, and they'll get set up on offense here with the final 20 seconds. Shot clock shut off. Knutson swings to Ladisaw. Ladisaw up top for Beitler. Beitler guarded by Ludeman. Right-handed swing to Kenna Knutson. Mid-range jumper along the baseline, no good. Emery Larson comes away with the board. Up ahead, right side wing 3 on for Molly Olsen. The shot is off. Beitler comes away. Half-court heave at the buzzer is barely off the mark. And a huge first half for Sioux Falls, Washington comes to an end. 28-10, our halftime lead here on KGFX. We'll be back with the CHS River Plains halftime show. About 2 minutes. You're listening live, KGFX, and streaming live on drgnews.com.
Means different things to different people, but to us, it means seeing my daughter follow in my footsteps, keeping the farm in the family, just getting to do this every day. We're Agtegra Cooperative, and we're generationally successful. That's who we are. Agtegra Cooperative.
Hey Josie, why so glum, chum? I can't find a way to get my whole group to one spot without taking all these cars. You haven't heard of Denwall Transportation? They have luxury seating buses with air conditioning, outlets to charge your phone, and other must-haves for traveling. Whoa, no way! Yeah, you should check them out. Where can I find them? You can follow them on Facebook or denwalltransportation.com, or hey, let's give them a call at 605-532-3836. Denwall Transportation, let us do the driving.
Allied Plumbing and Heating is your contact for business, farm, commercial, and residential plumbing needs located in Pierre. No job is too big or small for Allied. Put our over 50 years of experience to work for you. At Allied Plumbing and Heating, the only surprise we want for our customers is how fast they get the job done. That's why we offer free estimates on every single service, no hidden charges. Give them a call today at Allied Plumbing and Heating. Remember, you can rely on your allies.
John Hoffman Electric is your neighborhood electrical service contractor, and so much more. No job is too big or too small for our team of professionals. We pride ourselves on keeping up with new technologies, such as Aerial, an augmented reality visual tool used to customize and experience a finished space before breaking ground. So whether you're building new or renovating a home, farm, or commercial space, let John Hoffman Electric light the way. John Hoffman is a proud sponsor of all local activities broadcast on Live Ticket TV.
Each day brings the opportunity to make a difference, to follow through with integrity, to solve challenges through innovative thinking, and to bring the technical know-how needed to get the job done. At Wilbur Ellis, this is how we work, standing side by side as local experts who partner with the stewards of the land. We do it together. That's the power of we.
Back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union press box. Owyhee Federal.
Years. TMA, your hometown-owned business, offers quality service and products. Tires, mufflers, alignments, oil changes, brakes. Call 605-224-6167. Open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. TMA, next to the Northridge Plaza in Pierre.
Welcome in to the CHS River Plains halftime show. Hello, everybody. Justin Coward welcoming you back to Ridgeside Gym on a white Saturday. Not sure the state of what the weather is out there now, but it was harsh enough for some folks to stay home and tune into our coverages across the DRG Media Group airwaves here on this Saturday afternoon. It's 38-10. Sioux Falls, Washington gets out to a blistering start, 4 consecutive turnovers to open the game for the Pierre Governors, allowed Washington to take an 8-0 lead. They would extend that lead out 23-2 in the first quarter. But Governors did settle in there in the second quarter. They were still outscored, but not nearly as much as it was in the first quarter. A 15-8 second quarter got us to this 38-10 halftime lead. As we take a look at some of the individual scoring here from the first half, Dana Harp leads both teams with 11 points. Josie Beitler maybe having the best game out of anybody. A lot of assists, some great steals, and she's also got 8 points. 8 points for Layla Bertay. London Ladisaw had 4 points. Saul made free throws. And the Washington Warriors, maybe their most impressive stat, they are 10 of 10 from the free throw line here in the opening half. Pierre Governors not exactly what they were looking for from their free throw line shooting this afternoon. 0 for 4 thus far. Molly Olson leads the Governors in scoring with 5 points. Emery Larson's knocked down a 3. She's got 3 total points. Mackenzie Flotmeyer scored the first points of the game for the Pierre Governors. She's got 2. And talk a little bit about what's to come in the second half. But first, let's take a look at some scores from around the state. Pierre Governors handling, having to deal with some explosive offense from Sioux Falls, Washington. Out in Sioux Falls today, Warriors lead 73-53 late in the fourth quarter. They're going to come away with the win. Scored 59 points in the first half to the Washington Warrior boys. Sioux Falls Lincoln boys leading Rapid City Stevens at the end of the first half, 49-24. Other boys games in Class Double today. RC Central will face off with Sioux Falls Roosevelt. Huron and Harrisburg will face off. And Belfouche and Douglas will compete in Sioux Center, Iowa. Take on T-Area. From the girls' side of things, T-Area girls lost to West Fargo Horace, North Dakota, 70-41. Rapid City Central takes down Sioux Falls Roosevelt in a classic, 46-43. RC Central gets the win. Harrisburg leading Huron 32-15 midway through the third quarter. Rapid City Stevens throttled Sioux Falls Lincoln 74-17. 2 other games to go live today. Belfouche and Douglas and Sioux Falls Jefferson against Aberdeen Central. And, of course, here, 38-10. So we are about a little under 4 minutes away from starting our second half. Pierre Governor girls exit the locker room. Good to see some smiles on their face. As a head coach, I'm curious what you say to a group of girls like this after a really, really solid first half start by your opponent. What's the message? I think you have to continue to preach effort. Hey, this game's going to build character for us. We are playing against one of the better teams in the state, and as our great camera operator, Brian Minnick, says, you can't teach size. Well, Sioux Falls, Washington has a ton of it. They've been pretty good in terms of what they're competing against to have the Pierre Governor girls on the boards. They've pulled in a lot of offensive rebounds. They've gotten themselves some second opportunities. They just haven't really been able to knock down many shots. And it's really hard to feel confident, play confident, after you fall behind in the first quarter, 23-2. But you do credit the Pierre Governor girls. They started to hold their own. Again, still outscored in the second quarter, 15-8. But a stark difference from what you saw in the first quarter. They can continue playing hard. Not sure that they can build a monumental comeback down 38-10, but we've seen crazier. We hope to see crazier here in the second half. 2.5 minutes away from our second half tip-off. We'll be back here on KGFX in 2 minutes with the start of the third quarter. Listening live and also streaming live on drgnews.com.
Smart grocery shopping takes a little TLC. Thrifty, local, and convenient. Dakota Mart in Pierre and Fort Pierre. Walk down the aisles and find the highest quality meats, freshest produce, and delicious bakery and deli items. This week's special, think spring. 16-ounce fresh Florida strawberries, only $2.99 a package. On your way home, stop at Dakota Mart Gas and save up to 20 cents per gallon every day. Dakota Mart, your hometown neighborhood market.
Health, happiness, and home. Hi, this is Tara Sunshine of Kathy Sunshine Properties. Purchasing and selling a home can be the largest investment you make. I invite you to choose our team to help you with the process. For over 51 years, our office has been successfully serving the buyers and sellers of the Pierre Fort Pierre area with professional service. Our team has extensive training and experience in the real estate field. It is our goal to provide you with superior service. Contact me or any of our realtors. 605-224-5588. Kathy Sunshine Properties.
When you need building supplies, there's no need to go anywhere except to Bauman Lumber in Fort Pierre. Bauman Lumber is locally owned and offers quality products, expert advice, free estimates, and free local delivery for large or small projects. Whether it's a home improvement project, remodel job, or all new construction, they even welcome special orders. Quality building materials and affordable prices for residential or commercial projects can be found at Bauman Lumber, 1223 Sale Barn Road, Fort Pierre, or call 223-9762.
Tokyo Japanese Cuisine, conveniently located in the Northridge Plaza, prepares authentic Japanese fare, including hibachi and delicious sushi. They're a great choice for eat-in or takeout in the Pierre area. Tokyo Japanese Cuisine, they're known for their variety in taste and high-quality fresh ingredients. So experience the friendly atmosphere and excellent service. Open at 11 a.m. Monday through Saturday, noon on Sundays, and for carry-out orders, call 605-494-3388.
Set for the third quarter here on KGFX live from Ringside Gym. Got a great team with us here today. Hello, everybody. Justin Cowart. We got Brian Menning on the camera. Haley Hansen back in the studio. 38-10. Sioux Falls, Washington with a very strong first half, something they've done all season long in their 5-0 start. Your Governor girls on a little bit of a slide, losing their last 3 games. And we hope you're having a safe and warm Saturday afternoon. I woke up a little bit shocked to what was outside the window. Snow falling and continuing to do so throughout the morning into this afternoon. Pierre Governors will now be attacking from left to right on your radio dial. Washington with the first possession of this second half. And it'll start with a Jersey Peterson shot blocked by Emery Larson. Changed the trajectory of that one. Berthe comes down with the rebound for the Warriors and an alternating possession wrapped up by Ellen Hart. And that's a good start to this third quarter for the Pierre Governor girls. Dana Hart led scoring for both sides in the first half with 11 points. Molly Olson leads the Governors with 5. Try to squeeze it into Mackenzie Flotmeyer on the left side elbow. Jersey Peterson finds that deflected ball, and she's down on one knee, wisely dribbling it as she stands up to avoid the travel. Warriors will swing this one around the outside of the arc, driving down the lane, but missing the shot is London Ladisaw. And we got a whistle and another alternating possession. So this time it'll go back into the hands of the Warriors. Haley Hansen letting us know, which you all probably know, still coming down as the snow. Drive safe, everybody. South Dakota Office of Highway Safety. I want you to arrive alive wherever you're getting to this afternoon. Beitler lobs it down low, shot off the glass, does a little dance on the front of the rim and drops out, but therefore the rebound is Jersey Peterson. She's got her 4th points of the game. Actually make that 6. 40-10. Washington putting it on the Govs. Molly Olson trying to answer with a 3, not off the mark. Layla Berthe wraps up the rebound, brings it across midcourt, switches to the right hand, swings it to Kennett. Kennett up top for Harp. Harp drives, and she's fouled as she gets slapped on the arm trying to kick it outside to Ryland Kennett. That'll be the first foul here of our second half. 3 fouls for our lead scorer for the Governors, Molly Olson. So we'll see what Kirk Beebout has in mind for her playing time here in the second half after that whistle. Inside shot, no good on the putback. 2 straight offensive rebounds there for Dana Harp. And another wrap-up nicely done by the Governors forces the alternating possession. Well, if the Governors are going to make a comeback, they're going to have to do it with a running clock. Ollie Olson at the top of the key. Hands off to Larson. Larson hounded, step back, pulls the three. That one off the front iron, no good. Berthe there for the rebound. Left-handed pass up ahead. Beautiful touch feed inside from Josie Beitler. And adding to her total is Dana Harp. That was a great little give and go from Beitler to Harp. Beitler's been outstanding facilitating passes. She caught that one in midair before her feet touched the ground. It was out of her hands. Meanwhile, on this offensive possession, Olsen gives it away. Beitler another steal inside, in and out for Dana Harp. Jersey Peterson gets the rebound, throws it in off the glass. She's got 8 points. And the Warriors continue their offensive dominance, which has mainly been created by their defense. Double-digit turnovers and double-digit steals. Here's another one, and this time it's Beitler. Beitler will go coast to coast, and she lays it in for the two. Timeout called by Kirk Bebout. First Agtegra break of the second half. We'll take it with them. It's a 60-second break. We'll tell you what Agtegra has to say after this.
What matters most with the Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, American Family Insurance. Our personalized insurance solutions ensure you're covered, no matter what life throws your way. From home and auto to farm, commercial, and life, we tailor policies to fit your unique needs. With our dedicated team and exceptional service, you'll have peace of mind knowing you're in good hands. Contact the Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, LLC.
Best of luck in today's competition to the Pierre Governors from Black Sheep Agronomy, your local agronomy experts. Black Sheep Agronomy wants you to have a successful farm plan, and they're focused on products and practices that work in this region. As community members themselves, Tyler, Tice, and Austin support area students who work hard in their school and extracurricular activities. Good luck, Governors, from Black Sheep Agronomy. Call 842-6104 for all your agronomy needs.
Stay in a beautiful...
Back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union press box. Owyhee Federal...
Midway, well, just a little bit short of midway through our third quarter here. It's been a story of turnovers and steals by this Washington Warriors squad. It's got them out in front 46-10. Ellen Hart will control at the top of the key for the Pierre Governors. Molly Olson now with it. Picks up the dribble, feeds it inside to Bushbaum. She tried to thread a pass through three Warriors, and that got batted right into the hands of Layla Berthe. Another steal for the Warriors, has them back on offense. Dana Harp driving inside. She collides. See who the number is as they all get up and dusted off. Alex Ludeman going to be called with the foul. Molly Olson still out there and playing with 3 fouls. And that'll be the first for this Alex Ludeman. Warriors will inbound along the baseline. Beitler trying to squeeze it inside. A lot of bodies down there. Marina Bushbaum comes away with it. Governors beating the press this time up towards midcourt. Emery Larson kicks to Alex Ludeman, and Ludeman drops in a 3. Nice shot from Alex Ludeman. No conscience there. She just catches it and pulls it. She dropped it in, and a turnover by the Warriors down on their offensive possession. We'll give it back to the Govs. Again, we've got a running clock here in the third quarter, so time just going to continue to tick away. But the Governors can certainly try to build some momentum before going on the road to Douglas here 10 days from now. Pass down low from Marina Bushbaum, and she's fouled by Peterson as she goes up for the shot. This will be a shooting foul, so Marina Bushbaum will head to the line. 2 fouls, 8 points for Jersey Peterson. Marina Bushbaum trying to end a 0-4 day from the free throw line. Her first free throw off the back iron, no good. Makes it 0 for 5 for the Pierre Governors from the charity strike today. Not sure if I've ever seen this before here. About 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Marina Bushbaum's free throw does a 360 spin and out. So they're now 0 for 6 from the line. Meanwhile, the Sioux Falls Washington Warriors are 10 from 10 from the line. So you got one team perfect, one team yet to make a free throw. Bertay driving, spinning, twirling. Gets the shot to go off the glass. That thing hung on the front of the rim for what seemed like an eternity before falling backwards and through. 48-13. Ollie Olson on the offensive side of the floor finds an open look at three. Leaves that one just a bit short. Bertay comes away with the board. Hassled by Bushbaum. Bushbaum ties it up. Beebout tried to get the timeout in. But they called the alternating possession before the officials saw him. Kenna Knutson will check in. Jersey Peterson will hit the bench for the Warriors, and it'll be London Ladisaw to inbound. Dana Hart bringing it down the floor. Whistles past midcourt. Tried to get it inside, but it's deflected away and stolen by the Cubs. Zoe Bauer up with it. Emery Larson in the far side corner for three, and that one rattles through. Emery Larson's second three-pointer of the afternoon as the Governors at 16 on our Wegner Auto scoreboard. Just a little bit over 90 seconds to play here in this third quarter. Layla Bertay dribbling out of danger. Pass gets thrown inside and a foul called. Hoping that's not against Molly Olson for the Governor's sake. That would be her fourth. Unfortunately, that will be the fourth foul for Molly Olson. Ellen Hart will check in, and got to believe Molly Olson's going to be the one to head to the bench. They're going to switch out Emery Larson. I think Emery Larson was a little bit shocked to see that as Ellen Hart pointed to her. Molly Olson started to head out thinking it was going to be her to head to the bench with the four fouls, but it was instead Emery Larson. Larson said, "I'm out." Shots up and no good. Zoe Bauer there for the rebound. Under a minute to go here. Ellen Hart kicks to Olson in the corner. Thought about three. Bertay covers nicely. Olson drives the lane. He has it stripped away. That'll touch the baseline. Say that Bertay was the last to touch it. Two subs coming in here. Josie Beetler and Ryland Kennett will check in. One more substitution coming here as Kenna Knutson checks out for Amelia Olson. They might be able to shut the shot clock off by the time this gets in with the running clock. They get it into Ludeman. Shot clock off. 16 seconds to play. Olson drives. Olson's fouled, and she'll head to the line. Molly Olson has 5, and again, we just said it, but Governors have yet to make a free throw here today. Would love for these two to come from Molly Olson. Olson with a couple dribbles. First one on the way, and it's through. Molly Olson was 6 here this afternoon, looking to make it 7. Second one on the way is off the mark, no good. Rebound secured by Ryland Kennett. Washington going to play for the final shot here in the third quarter. Ryland Kennett drives, kicks into the corner. Right back down underneath, and in the final seconds, the Govs come away with a steal. Marina Bushbaum will hold on to it, and we head to the fourth quarter. 48-17, Governors trailing. 8 minutes to play here on KGFX. We'll be back in 60 with the fourth and final quarter.
Vacation home, the Summit on Dancing Sky near Leeds, South Dakota in the popular Powder House Pass development. It's a modern rustic design with over 5,000 square feet, 6 bedrooms and 5 baths for you to enjoy. You'll get gorgeous views of the Terry Peak Mountain Range. There's a community pool to enjoy, and you're close to all the attractions like Deadwood, Sturgis, Spearfish, and a whole lot more. The Summit on Dancing Sky. Visit them at DancingSky.com.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
At Dakota Behavioral
Welcome back
Health.
to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union press box.
8 minutes Here from Ringside Gym. We want to thank you all for joining us on this snowy Saturday afternoon. A little bit unexpected, I think, even in South Dakota. I think folks were shocked to wake up and see the beautiful sights outside, at least beautiful to me. George boy that doesn't get to see a lot of snow. I'm enjoying this here today. Zoe Bauer and the Governors back on offense, trailing 48-17. Running clock was instituted here in the second half with the first bucket made. Zoe Bauer takes a long two off the glass, no good. Rylan Kennett there to reel in the rebound up ahead to Beitler. Beitler will kick to the corner. Berkeley Hall thought about three. She kicks it out. Ball continues to swing outside the arc. Again, Sioux Falls, Washington, attacking from right to left, if you're listening on KGFX today or the DRG News app. Shot on the way and no good for Beitler. That'll go out of bounds off the Warriors. Zoe Bauer doing a nice job boxing out along the baseline to make sure the Warriors were able to swoop in and save that one before it goes out of play. Ludeman on the right side wing as the Governors attack from left to right. Ludeman trying to shake free of Berkeley Hall. Picks up the dribble. Looks and surveys. Gets it to Ellen Hart up near midcourt. Dribbling off to her left and trying to hand off to Zoe Bauer. Bauer wasn't ready for it, but she saves an impending steal. 10 on the shot clock. Olsen, near side corner, three on the way. In and out, no good. Tie up between Flottmeyer and Lauren Kennett. Ellen Evans will check in. The sophomore guard replaces Rylan Kennett. Evans will get this inbound pass. Coming across midcourt with some speed is Josie Beitler, guarded by Ludeman. Beitler trying to go coast to coast with it, but she dribbles off the left thigh and out of play. London lost. Ladisaw, will check back in for the Warriors. She'll replace Josie Beitler. Beitler's had a nice afternoon offensively. Couple of made free throws, couple of 2-point field goals has got her in double digits. Flottmeyer up top, swings to the left side wing for Bauer. Olsen now at the top of the key. Gives off to Ellen Hart. Trying to run a little give and go down the lane. Olsen shimmies to the right, turns back to the left. Shot too long along the baseline. Rebounded by the Warriors. Ladisaw out and running. Kicks off to Evans. Evans gives back. Three-pointer on the way for Lauren Kennett. Off the front iron, no good. 5:30 to play in the fourth period. Zoe Bauer up ahead. Alex Ludeman saves it from going out of bounds in front of the Pierre Governor bench. Governors would love to get into the 20s here in the fourth quarter and might get a little bit closer here as Mackenzie Flottmeyer is fouled on the shot from the left side block. She'll head to the free throw line. Guilty party there, Lauren Kennett. Mackenzie Flottmeyer with 2 points, 2 free throws upcoming. Governors made their first free throw of the afternoon. Our last time around, look at Mackenzie Flottmeyer using the glass on that first free throw to knock it in. Glass is there for a reason. I'm not sure why we don't see more free throw shooters try to use that square. See if Flottmeyer goes to it again. No, she just wants to go nothing but net on that second made free throw. A perfect trip from the line there for Mackenzie Flottmeyer. Makes it 48-19. Governors trailing. Evans with a three in the corner. No good. Ludeman trying to get the rebound. It's slapped away by Ladisaw. Molly Olsen gives in to Zoe Bauer. Zoe Bauer with the right hand gives off to Ludeman. Ludeman looking. She got Flottmeyer on the right elbow, but gives it up to Bauer at the top of the key. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Zoe Bauer dribbling through traffic, and we've got a foul called. That'll be the second team foul for the Washington Warriors here in this fourth quarter. Well, it'll be here before we know it with the running clock. Make sure you stick around for the Family Dental of Pierre and Gettysburg post-game show. Got our Bauman Lumber player of the game. We'll, again, look at some continuously updating scores across the AA schedule here today for boys and girls. Another whistle on the inbound. Zoe Bauer will inbound again after that whistle. Gets it into Ludeman on the near side block. Ludeman has it stripped, but regains control. Now backs out outside the arc, off to Bauer in the far side corner. Ladisaw read that pass for Hart perfectly. She gets the steal, goes coast to coast, and Ladisaw lays it in. It's Ladisaw's first made field goal, but she's made 4 free throws, so she's got 6 points. Warriors into the 50 range. Ludeman throws it off the glass from the near side elbow. That goes through. Alex Ludeman with 5 points. Ladisaw driving on Ellen Hart into the chest of Faith Bomberger. Great defense from Bomberger. Ladisaw missed the shot and gets a foul call. Kenna Knutson was the rebounder for the Washington Warriors there. She was the one that drew the foul. And that'll be Faith Bomberger on the foul. It wasn't the initial foul call. She played great defense on that initial drive, but she was called for the foul when Kenna Knutson got the rebound. And the Warriors continue their perfect day from the line, 11 of 11, as Kenna Knutson knocks down the first. Knutson sets and fires, and she makes the second. And I'm sure that head coach Jamie Parrish will be pleased with the win, but if Parrish can get the Warriors in the locker room with a perfect day from the free throw line, might be more excited about that. Here's an Alex Ludeman drive. She is fouled. Kenna Knutson makes the contact. Ludeman with 5. She can make both of these free throws, and she will be the Governor's leading scorer. She knocks down the first. And with these free throws, Governor's now 4 of 11, 4 of 12 from the line as Ludeman with a little bit too much juice on the second. Under 3 minutes to go here and counting in the fourth quarter. Governors will be handed their 4th straight loss before a 10-day break when they head to Douglas. On the baseline, a shot goes in and out for Kenna Knutson. Strong rebound pulled in there by Ellen Keene. But a whistle and a foul against the Warriors. Actually, they'll say that Keene was on the baseline, so that's the reason for the turnover. 52-22, 30-point cushion for the Warriors, who are on their way to their 6th win and a still unblemished record here in 25-26. Good ball movement on the outside of the arc, makes its way to Alex Ludeman on the far side of the floor. She heaves a 3. That's no good. Rebound pulled down by Berkeley Hall. Berkeley Hall dribbling in, floats it for Evans along the baseline, who gives it up to Olsen. Olsen with a long 2. She knocks it in. Nice shot there by Amelia Olsen. Govs looking to answer. Govs are going to just swing the ball around the outside of the arc, put some movement down in the paint with this 3-2 look. 2-3 defense being played here by Washington, allowing this ball to be swung around the outside. Ludeman gives up to Bauer. Bauer fires a 3. That's no good, but Bushbaum with a strong rebound, kicks it out. Bauer second time around for 3. That's no good. Bushbaum trying to reel in another board, but a whistle. And I think Bushbaum went over the top. Actually, they're going to change the call here. They're going to assess this to Kenna Knutson. Just some hard physical play underneath as we're under a minute to go. Family Dental of Pierre and Gettysburg show coming on the other side. Ludeman with 3, and that's off the mark. Off the glass, no good. Faith Bomberger chases down the rebound, gives up to Ludeman, who swings to Bauer. Inside pass for Bushbaum. Bushbaum gives up. Zoe Bauer, top of the key, 4-3. No good. Knutson comes down with the rebound. A 1-second difference in game clock and shot clock, or else the Warriors have just let this one run out. Evans on the far side wing open. They swing up top. Ella McKean spinning off of Bushbaum, driving the lane, steps underneath Ludeman, couldn't get it to go. Zoe Bauer with the board. Up ahead for Bomberger. Here's another 3 from Ludeman on the way. That's off the iron, no good. Ella McKean will come down with the rebound, and that'll bring us to the end of this ball game. 54-24, the final on our Wegner Auto scoreboard. Sioux Falls, Washington stays undefeated, and the Pierre Governors will fall to 2-5 on the season. We'll recap all of it for you. Take a look at some scores from around the state in our Family Dental of Pierre Gettysburg post-game show. Don't go anywhere, folks. Back in a minute and a half here on KGFX.
Dr. Ryan and his team.
Comprehensive mental health services, including medication management. With offices in Pierre and Winter, we provide in-person and telehealth appointments to fit your schedule. Whether you're managing anxiety, depression, stress, or other concerns, our compassionate team is here to help. We are currently accepting new clients, so take the first step toward better mental health today. Call Dakota Behavioral Health at 605-702-6769 or visit dakotabh.com to schedule your appointment.
Fentanyl is a powerful synthetic opioid, up to 100 times stronger than morphine. Even a tiny amount can be deadly. It's often mixed with other drugs without your knowledge, increasing your risk of overdose. Protect yourself and your loved ones and avoid unknown substances. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, one pill can kill. For more information on fentanyl prevention, visit your local health resource or speak to a healthcare professional today. This message was brought to you by the Great Plains Tribal Opioid Response, so that the people may live.
Service Master of Pierre has been proudly serving Pierre and Fort Pierre for over 40 years. They offer professional carpet and upholstery cleaning, post-construction cleanup, residential and janitorial services, and thorough disinfection cleans. Service Master Restore provides expert water, smoke, fire, mold, and odor damage restoration, along with drying, dehumidification, and trauma or biohazard cleanup. When disaster strikes, every second counts. Trust the experts who've been doing it for over 40 years. Service Master of Pierre. Get clean today.
Futures
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box.
Post-game show. Hello, everybody. Justin Cowart live as we have gone final here. And 54-22, the final score as Sioux Falls, Washington improves to 6-0 on the season. Pierre Governors with their fourth straight loss fall to 2-5. As we recap the individual scoring for you, London Ladisaw finishes with 6, Layla Bertay with 8, Ryland Kenner with 3 points, Amelia Olson, Kenna Knutson with 2 each, 8 points for Jersey Peterson, Josie Beitler with 12 points, and Dana Harp led both teams in scoring with 13. Ollie Olson finished with 6, Emery Larson also finishing with 6, Alex Ludeman with 6, and Mackenzie Flottmeyer with 3, as the Pierre Governors will get a 10-day break before they head out to play Douglas. We'll look ahead at the upcoming schedule for the Pierre Governors in a moment, but first, let's take a look at some scores from around the state. Girls Class AA. T area falls to West Fargo, Horace, North Dakota, 70-41. Rapid City Central and Sioux Falls Roosevelt got into a clash. Central comes away with the win, 46-43. That's a long trip across the state. So good for Rapid City Central to come away with the win. And in that fashion, too, that makes for a fun bus ride home as opposed to the alternative. Harrisburg leading Huron 49-31. They're going to get the win there in the final minute in the fourth. Belfouche and Douglas wrapped up in a close one as Douglas looks for their first win on the season. They're tied at 35 late in the fourth quarter. So we'll see if Douglas can come away victorious before they face off with the Governors on the 20th. Sioux Falls, Washington, and Pierre, of course, here, 54-22. Aberdeen Central and Sioux Falls Jefferson knotted up in a close one, 24-18. Aberdeen Central out in front. 2 minutes left in the second quarter there. Rapid City Stevens had no problem with Sioux Falls Lincoln today, 74-17, the final there. From the boys' side of things, Sioux Falls Lincoln over RC Stevens, 89-45. Sioux Falls Roosevelt leads Rapid City Central to start the second quarter, 20-10. Huron and Harrisburg will face off today. Belfouche and Douglas is a part of that doubleheader. Douglas boys also looking for their first win of the season. And Sioux Center, Iowa will take on T-Area. You heard it on River 92.7, 77-57. The final score, Washington gets the win there. And a little bit unfortunate for the Pierre Governor boys as they might have been able to make a bit more of a run at that Sioux Falls Washington team in the second half. If the running clock wasn't instituted, sounds like it was very briefly for about 5 or so seconds, a 30-point ball game, which got the running clock put on over there on the road for the Pierre Governor boys. But you got to tip your cap to both Sioux Falls Washington teams, 2 dominant performances today. And really tip your cap to the Pierre Governor boys, too, for not giving in on that one. They made it interesting somewhat there in the second half. Showed a lot of fight there in the second half. That's really all you can ask for. And, the Pierre Governor girls showed a lot of fight after a 23-2 first quarter performance for Sioux Falls, Washington. They answer back in the second quarter. Washington still wins in terms of point differential in that second quarter, but Pierre Governors showed a little bit of fight. 15-8 was the second quarter score between the two teams, which made it 38-10 at half. Washington kind of gets out running in the second half in the third quarter and extends out their lead even further to that 30-point total, made it 40-10, put on the running clock. And again, the final score, 54-22. Well, folks, if you enjoyed listening to today's game, we appreciate you spending some of your snowy Saturday with us on KGFX. Make sure you download the DRG News app to make your listening experience much more streamlined and much more enjoyable. Often we got multiple games going on across the airwaves, much like we'll have next week. So if you download the DRG News app, you can bounce around from game to game. Also, as you make your way out of Riggs High Gym and on your way home, the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety reminds you, don't veer for deer. It starts with you. You've got some place to be. Let's take a look ahead at the upcoming schedule here for the Pierre Governor girls. As I told you, they'll be taking on Douglas on January 20th, and that'll be a 7 o'clock tip right here on KGFX. Then they will stay on the road against Brandon Valley, who sits at 6-0 on the season. They will follow that up with a road game against Aberdeen Central at 5-1. They then come home to take on a 5-1 O'Gorman team. A little bit of a reprieve against Yankton, who sits at 1-5. But again, you can't take anybody in Class AA lightly. That'll be their first game to start February. They'll be back at home against 6-1 T Area. Take on Huron, who sits at 3-3 on February 10th. February 17th, they'll be at home against Brookings, 3 straight home games before going on the road for 3 at Sioux Falls, Lincoln, at Sioux Falls, Washington, and also Mitchell to kick off that 3-game road trip. Well, it's time for our Bauman Lumber Player of the Game. Before we do that, let's hear a word from our great friends who sponsor our Player of the Game, our friends at Bauman Lumber.
When you need building supplies, there's no need to go anywhere except to Bauman Lumber in Fort Pierre. Bauman Lumber is locally owned and offers quality products, expert advice, free estimates, and free local delivery for large or small projects. Whether it's a home improvement project, remodel job, or all new construction, they even welcome special orders. Quality building materials and affordable prices for residential or commercial projects can be found at Bauman Lumber, 1223 Sale Barn Road, Fort Pierre, or call 223-9762.
And our Bauman Lumber Player of the Game today goes to Miss Josie Beitler. She didn't lead the team in scoring. She was 1 point behind Dana Hart, but man, did she make a lot of plays happen on the assist side and the defensive side. So congratulations to Josie Beitler. She is our Bauman Lumber Player of the Game. Now, I don't think we're going to have head coach Kirk Beebe out. I did see him down on the floor talking to some coaches, but I saw him go underneath the atrium, so he might be making his way here in the next couple seconds. And there he is. Yep, he's coming up. So we will have head coach Kirk Beebe out. So quickly, 1 30-second break. We'll hear a word from our great friends, and we'll have a chat with head coach Kirk Beebe out after this.
Venture Communications is proud to sponsor high school sports and the surrounding communities by providing world-class service with a hometown touch. Venture Communications has been offering phone service since 1952. Today, Venture provides fiber-to-home service for 100% of their customers, which means super fast internet streaming of your favorite games and much more. Visit VentureCom with 2 M's, venturecom.net for more information or to pay your bill online.
Here with head coach Kirk Beebe out after today's game. And, Coach, you can't teach size, and Sioux Falls, Washington has a lot of that. Again, your Governor girls playing a little bit shorthanded without Jasmine Yost today. Injury bug has seemed to bite a little bit, but does give some of your girls some early opportunities to play some minutes. Alex Ludeman checked in, hit a couple nice shots for you, and Ellen Hart came off the bench today. But again, that's just a long team in Sioux Falls, Washington. And, you get to go on this stretch of playing some really good teams. This will be some good character building.
Oh, exactly. You just talked about not really worrying about score so much and just, keep doing your best one time after another. And then, when you do that, good things tend to end up happening eventually. It might take a while, but, you keep the right perspective and understand, this is just showing you, the work that you have to do and that it takes you to get to that level. Excuse me. I got the gum stuck in my throat there for a second. But no, like I told the girls, like, if, like, as long as we are trying the best that we can all the time, and that is like, kind of like maybe the dumbest thing to say, I don't know, but as long as we were doing that, like, there's nothing I can be upset about. Like, we're trying the best that we can. We're working as hard as we can, and we're keeping a positive attitude. You're playing against, like you said, a very good team, very long team, very skilled team. I mean, they're good. So you just, you take that in perspective, and you use that to get better. If you stay positive, it does help you get better. If you get down on yourself and you accept it, then it has the opposite effect. But I really do feel like these girls are keeping that right perspective, and that they are going to be rewarded for that attitude eventually.
Very easily could have happened today after a 23-2 first quarter, but your girls showed some of that character in the second quarter alone. They still get outscored, but 15-18, a stark difference from that first quarter.
Yeah, and I'm a big believer in the law of averages too, to be like, big baseball guy, so if baseball, a lot of stats and things like that, but I'm we're going to make some more of those shots that we missed. I'm not saying like that would have, altered the final outcome of the game, but there's a lot of shots that a lot of times we're going to make. So, and then when you play a team like Washington, who's super, super long, like we probably won't play, like I'm 99% sure we won't play another team as long as them. When you play against that kind of length and that kind of speed, like even when you get your behinds beat in a little bit, like it makes you better, because then you're used to playing. You get used to playing at a faster pace, and the different angles that you have to take, and how quickly you have to make decisions that you don't necessarily get better at unless you actually face against that. That's why like summer ball is so important. Like you say what you want about summer ball, but there's good and bad. But the fact is, that's how you learn how to play at that kind of speed and that kind of So like I said, it's all about getting better today. And like I told the girls, it might not feel like you got better today, but you did.
Yeah, and you're a big baseball guy, like you just mentioned. Sometimes becoming a better hitter, you face faster pitching, you face some more talented pitching, and extremely talented team today in Sioux Falls, Washington. At least 5, by my quick count, 6-footers in that roster. But you are going to be heading into some big games against some really good opponents that you can draw this from. What's the next 10 days look like before the 20th when you go on the road to take on Douglas?
Get after it, they got to make a decision. Like, how hard, how bad do I really want this? If we say that we're using this to get better, so that come March 5th, when we hopefully have a Sweet 16 game, that we're the best possible team that we can be. Well, there's one thing there's one ingredient that is a must, and that's work. Like you have to really, really work, and you have to be committed to that. So like I said, like looking at our girls and things like that, I think they are taking the right steps, and they want that. Like they understand that it's not going to be easy, and they're okay with that. So, we'll see if, we have all of our girls keep that same attitude or not. But like I said, it starts with the work. And so sometimes like people want things, but they don't want to do the work. Well, if that's what we want, then we got to get to work. Like now we know, like we need to box out. Now we know that we got to play faster. Now we know we got to take care of the ball better. Like, so now let's take those steps that we need to get better. And it all comes from work in the gym.
Can't wait to see him in 10 days from now on the road at Douglas. That was head coach Kirk Bebout. Coach, get home safe. Snow's been falling all afternoon here, so we appreciate the time.
All right, thank you.
That was head coach Kirk Bebout joining us in our Family Dental of Pierre and Gettysburg post-game show. One final time on our Wegner Auto scoreboard, 54-22. Pierre Governors will look to snap this losing streak on January 20th here on KGFX as they hit the road to take on Douglas, and that's a part of a 3-game road trip against Douglas, Brandon Valley, and Aberdeen Central. Big thanks to all of our great sponsors for helping us broadcast Pierre Governor girls basketball today at Bank West, Beck Motors, Dakota Storm Roofing, Superior Concrete, Live Ticket Overhead Door, New Edge Advisors, Avera Orthopedics, Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota, Kruger Contracting, Century Business Products, the Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, Dakota Mark, TMA, First Dakota National Bank, May Adam Law Office, Edward Jones, Avera St. Mary's Hospital, Wegner Auto, Hag Ag, Xander Auto Parts, American Bank and Trust, Kathy Sunshine Properties, Oahe Federal Credit Union, Ramkota Hotel and Conference Center, Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, Bauman Lumber, Ferding Electric, Black Hills Federal Credit Union, and Tokyo Hibachi and Sushi. For Brian Menning on the camera, for Haley Hansen back in the DRG Media Group studios, I'm Justin Cowart saying so long. Have a safe and great weekend. We'll be back with more Pierre Governor girls basketball January 20th when they go on the road to take on Douglas right here on KGFX and streaming live on drgnews.com.
Driven by the Office of Highway Safety. 1060 KGFX Pierre. Rebroadcasting on K276GT. 103.1 FM Fort Pierre. Drive sober or get pulled over.